Anna Dumitriou and I organized a gathering of people around the issue of does collaboration between creatives or artists, technological specialists, bring about economic benefits to society.
To see how the arts could play a role in technology development, a role for art as a transformative power, sometimes as a disruptive power. The European Union is interested in seeing how art can play a role in innovation.
Very immediately, when you start to work in this art and technology cooperation, you end up working with companies, with the industry, and you end up with negotiating and talking about money and exchange of services and money between the both parties. So look at this collaboration maybe in two different ways. The one is, of course, what is really the benefit for both sides.
I think money is a taboo in the arts in particular. There's not enough discussion about how we build sustainable business models and how we survive, and that the people who pay the highest penalty for that are artists themselves. In the UK at the moment there's a very active discussion about this because of the financial pressures that artists are under, most particularly independent artists. It's become extremely difficult.
It's not something that you say, well, that's the artistic work and then there's the business model, because actually how you make money and how that ties into the relationship, because the money, the flow of money is just sort of an example or an outcome of how you organize relationships. So when you actually start addressing these questions of how to turn this into a business model, it forces you to rethink the relationships between the different parties, and that's why it's very, very important to have that discussion now.
We're having a discussion about that, and I hope also to hear some different voices, because I realized just this afternoon Anna and me have gathered a very fine group of people of which we're going to hear those stories, but I hope not we have all the same ideas that go in the same direction. So we have something to debate.
For me, it's the variety of perspectives that is very, very interesting. What I really liked about the speakers today is that they represent so many different perspectives, which makes it all the more confusing, which I like, because what I really hate is that when you have a panel discussion or a presentation, everybody sort of takes the same angle and arrives at the same answer. So that's what I really enjoyed about today.
I find myself 2 days ago talking to DSM, Unilever, Friesland Campina, that have a huge problem of how they should introduce new nano-foods to the market. They want to have narrative power of artists. And on the other hand, you see that this very, very critical debate is needed if you're involving arts in a very instrumentalized context.
If you solder, you will burn yourself. For the first step of soldering is clean the tip. 1, 2.
We had another ICT and Art Connect event, which is a collaboration of Brunel University, Stromatolites, Black Cube Collective, WAAG Society and coordinator Sigma Orionis. We had a very fine lineup of speakers, beginning with Gerfried Stocker, who was talking about the ecological set of institutions that find itself in an innovation scheme and that should be supported by all involved parties, big commercial parties. Edwin van der Heijden, Jacco van Uden. We had a talk by a gallerist from Brussels, Harlan Levy, and we had a lot of discussion. We had some performances, a symbiotic machine made by Raoul Freese and Ivan Henriques, and we had a performance, we just experienced that, with dream machines and mobile EEGs by Luciana Hale. A very great set of soldering workshops by Mitch Altman, who was one of the core initiators of the Maker Fairs.